Sunrise starts now.
Next on West 2 News Sunrise, a standoff at a local hotel ends peacefully after a man barricades himself inside. And a condo association is not happy with a Florida woman helping Hurricane Dorian survivors, why she could now face hundreds of dollars in fines. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us to start your Sunday. I'm Hadas Brown in for Alex Villarreal. We will get to those stories in just a minute, but first let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Eric Burris. Eric, dare I say it's been feeling like fall?
Oh yes, I think it definitely has. Latest on Karen in minutes.
Important information, Eric. Thank you. Breaking news out of Miami Gardens this morning. An Amber Alert has been issued for a 10-year-old boy. Semi Major was last seen yesterday in the area of Northwest 213th Terrace. He is 4 feet and 9 inches tall with black hair and brown eyes, and he was last seen wearing a blue shirt with Fairway Elementary on the front and blue shorts. If you have any information on where Semi is, contact the Miami Gardens Police Department or call 911. Also breaking this morning, a busy road in Apopka is shut down as police investigate a crash involving 2 pedestrians. Police say westbound US 441 at McGee Avenue will be closed for several hours. Drivers are asked to find an alternate route through downtown using Sheeler Road if you're going west and Alabama Avenue if you're going east. We're working to find out how those 2 pedestrians are doing, so stay with us here on Sunrise for any updates. The man accused of starting a standoff in Daytona Beach is now in police custody after investigators say he threatened himself and others with a grenade. Police say 45-year-old David Allen forced them to evacuate the Ocean Breeze Club on A1A yesterday. A police drone made all the difference in the case as they were able to tell that Allen was alone in his room and that the grenade he had was not a threat. Crews chose to wait out the situation and they got a break when Allen requested a soda.
We convinced him to come out and grab the coke, at which time we were able to tase him and to safely get him into custody. Police
say Allen will face charges for a bomb threat and assault. No one was hurt during the 6-hour standoff. In Orange County, a shooting leaves a man and woman dead and a teenage girl in the hospital. A 911 call led deputies to the Cypress Run apartments off Goldenrod yesterday morning. There they found a 38-year-old man who they say appeared to have shot himself. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A 35-year-old woman and 14-year-old girl were also found shot and were taken to the hospital. Deputies say that's where the woman died. The teenager is in stable condition. The sheriff's office says they are not searching for any other suspects, but they are still investigating. A Florida woman says her condo association is threatening her with daily fines as she houses a friend displaced by Hurricane Dorian. Donnell Pubian's home in the Bahamas was ravaged by the storm, which created gaping holes and warped his walls. Tina Lavallo arranged for a private plane to take them off the island. Her condo association sent her a letter saying the unit is for a single family and that she is not allowed to rent out rooms.
Out of everything, you're always going to find spiteful people and people that just don't care about other people, but you'll always find good people wherever you go.
Lavallo says she's providing the temporary housing for free, but next week she could face a $100 fine for each day she houses them. Coral reefs in the Florida Keys are a common sight for anyone who goes out on the water, but they could be in danger. NBC's Carrie Sanders shows us what's threatening that fragile ecosystem underwater.
Just 6 miles off the Atlantic coast in the Florida Keys.
We need to turn now to our tropics. Meteorologist Eric Burris is back with us. Eric, we now have a new tropical storm on our hands.
Yeah, no doubt. Tropical Storm Karen was named at 5 o'clock this morning. We'll talk more about it when I see you in just a couple minutes.
Next on West 2 News Sunrise, we will speak with Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd.
Live, late breaking. West 2 News Sunrise starts now.
Next on West 2 News Sunrise, it's been 2 years since Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico. The struggles some survivors say they are still facing today. And a major retailer is ditching e-cigarettes. We'll tell you what's behind their decision and why not everyone agrees with it. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Hadas Brown. Alex is off this morning. We'll get to those headlines in just a minute, but first we want to get a look at today's forecast with First Alert meteorologist Eric Burris. Eric, yesterday was so beautiful. Are we going to get a repeat today?
We are already getting a repeat today. Temperatures, we'll talk much more about that 10% chance of showers. Plus, we're tracking the tropics when I see you coming up in just a couple of minutes. Hadas.
Eric, thank you. New from overnight, deputies in Volusia County are investigating a shooting in DeLand. We're told they received a call around 1:45 this morning for reports of gunfire on Berriford and Adele Avenue. The sheriff's office says minutes later, a person with a gunshot wound showed up to a local hospital. We're working now to find out how the victim is doing and whether investigators have any information on possible suspects. It has now been 2 years since Hurricane Maria slammed Puerto Rico, sending hundreds of thousands of people to our state. Last night, dozens gathered to remember storm victims and pray for the struggling survivors. WESH 2's Chris Guardaro reports many people are continuing their fight for affordable housing. We could learn the name today of the man who drowned yesterday in Volusia County. Beach safety officials confirm a 60-year-old Sanford man was pulled unresponsive from the water near the Daytona Beach boardwalk. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. A man is recovering this morning after being shot in Melbourne. Police say someone opened fire on a crowd of people on Walls Street around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. That's near University Boulevard and US 1. One person was shot multiple times, but we're told they are expected to survive. No word yet on a suspect, but investigators say this was not a random shooting. A school resource officer is facing an internal investigation for arresting 2 young students on Thursday. Orlando police say Officer Dennis Turner arrested an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old in unrelated cases. We're told that violated department policy because a watch commander has to sign off on any arrest of a person under 12, and Turner apparently did not do that. Investigators would not say where the arrests happened. A 13-month investigation leads to fraud charges against a former member of the Kissimmee Firefighters Union. Court records reveal that members discovered nearly $40,000 in suspicious purchases and that Kenneth Kurth was the only one with access to the bank account. Both he and his girlfriend, Chelsea Brockenbrough, were charged and have since bonded out of jail. The man accused of trying to kidnap an 8-year-old girl at Orlando International Airport plans to use an insanity defense. This is body camera video showing the aftermath of that attempt back in October. Alfredo Sanchez is accused of grabbing the girl and running off. Detectives say Sanchez claimed to be a former drug dealer who hadn't eaten or slept in the days before this happened. A woman who drove her minivan into the ocean at Daytona Beach with her 2 children inside is now allowed to return home to South Carolina. A judge ruled Ebony Wilkerson could leave Volusia County, where she had spent time in jail and a mental health facility since 2014. Wilkerson will still be on medication and will see a mental health counselor in South Carolina. With the death toll from a mysterious lung illness rising to 8, one major retailer is taking a firm stance on the issue of vaping. WESH 2's Kelsey Thorne explains what Walmart is doing and why some have mixed feelings about the move. State lawmakers say drivers owe $120 million in delinquent accounts because of that backlog in SunPass billing from last year. The executive director at Turnpike Enterprise says the agency does not expect to get that money back. Within 90 days, those customers received 3 invoices asking them to pay up. If they didn't, those bills went to collections and could lead to a hold on vehicle registrations until they're paid. You can join local Boy Scouts at the Cape Canaveral National Cemetery this morning to honor our local veterans. Starting at 9, Scouts will read the names of the soldiers interred at the cemetery and place a custom challenge coin on every headstone for the veterans' families. This event is part of the 4th annual POW Outdoor Remembrance Educational event that was started by a boy from South Florida. You don't have to wait until Thanksgiving this year to see the newest cars hitting the market. The Central Florida International Auto Show is in town right now. We're told more than 400 new cars and trucks will be on display. This is over at the Orange County Convention Center. The show runs through Sunday. An adult ticket costs $11. We're turning now to our tropics, and Eric, we just passed the official peak of hurricane season. How is everything looking out there in the tropics now?
Well,
thanks, Eric. Next on WESH 2 News Sunrise, a new controversy is surrounding President Donald Trump this morning, why he is dismissing a whistleblower complaint. But first, troops overseas were supposed to be coming home, why some are now headed to Saudi Arabia.